Hi, my name is Buddy Guy. Welcome to Buddy's Review Show. It's the first show I've done in quite some time. I'm going to be starting to do these again on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. And I wanted to talk today about No Peer Pressure, the new album from Brian Wilson. This just came out a couple weeks ago. I'm sure you know Brian Wilson is the legendary member of the Beach Boys who produced and wrote most of their songs. This is his first new studio album in quite some time. You may have already heard about it because Brian's been promoting it a lot. He's working with a lot of other musicians on this, a lot of very contemporary musicians, such as Sabu, who I had never heard of before, who does a track on here with Sabu called Runaway Dancer, which is actually one of my favorite tracks on the album. Also works with She and Him, which features actress and singer Zoe Deschanel. Great song called On the Island. Mark Isham, Peter Hollins. Also got a couple of his former Beach Boys members with him. Al Jardine, who sang so many other hits, including Help Me Rhonda, and Blondie Chaplin, who actually had not been in the Beach Boys since the early 70s. If you don't know his name, you may know the big hit that he sang on called Sail on Sailor. Anyway, my thoughts on this album by Brian, I think it is fantastic. I own all of Brian Wilson's solo albums, and I would say that this is probably one of my favorites. It may not be my favorite yet, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of great songs on here. I don't find myself skipping over anything. My personal favorites on here are, I already mentioned Runaway Dancer. It's got like this dance poppy song sound to it, and not typical of Brian, but it's great. It's a fun song. This Beautiful Day, it's got all these very Beach Boys-like harmonies on it. I love the songs with Al Jardine. There's one called Whatever Happened. David Marks from the Beach Boys is also on that. David's on a couple of the tracks. Mentioned On the Island featuring Zoe. The Right Time featuring Al Jardine and David Marks. Fantastic. That's one of my favorites on here. Great song called Don't Worry, I like a lot. Also, Saturday Night features, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, Nate Roos from Fun, the singer from Fun. I recommend this, though. If you're going to pick up the album, you may want to consider getting the version that I got. This is it's a few different out. There's a standard, there's a deluxe. I got the one that is an exclusive to Target, which features 18 tracks. It's 2 additional tracks from, I guess, the deluxe version. Features a demo that Brian did back in the 70s of a Beach Boys song that later became a Beach Boys song called In the Back of My Mind. And then it also features a new version of Love and Mercy, which was the single from Brian's first solo album back in the late 80s. Anyway, if you are a Brian Wilson fan, or if you are a Beach Boys fan, definitely consider checking out this album, No Peer Pressure. Like I said, it's got a lot of great classic Beach Boys sounds on it, plus a lot of very contemporary sounds with a lot of contemporary artists. So do yourself a favor, check it out. You can't go wrong with No Peer Pressure from Brian Wilson. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.